Question everything. So, do you live in an Aboriginal Negro community, or hood, or ghetto, or projects? Do you live in these type of areas? Have you grown up in an Aboriginal Negro community? Do you see abandoned buildings on a regular basis? Streets that won't be tended to with many potholes? Businesses closed down? Trash all over the place? Homeless living all around you? Do you actually see this? Drug infested environments where people are all in your community without jobs, without careers, without small businesses. A lot of the youth just standing outside selling drugs, not sure what to do. Then you are in a community that been oppressed for years. You are in a community that been starved for economic growth and economic gain for years. Financial gain been destroyed in your community for years. Redlining been going on in your community for years. This is why your community look like that. If you haven't seen hospitals that are owned by Aboriginal Negroes, or businesses in the form of grocery stores owned by Aboriginal Negroes, if you haven't seen these type of things in your community, banks owned by Aboriginal Negroes, then that's because you are an oppressed people by a people who invaded you here on your land and destroyed you to a place of self-destruction that you are now under. This is just a reality to it. This is what great people like Martin Luther King and many others have given their lives speaking on. Not having a dream to be kumbaya holding hands with people. He actually denounced the I Have a Dream speech himself, Martin Luther King, because we need that check. When you being oppressed after being genocide and Holocaust and surviving it barely, when you are coming out of an enslaved reality and it's inheritors of the people who enslaved you are maintaining your impoverished reality, then you are a people who are lost and oppressed still to this day, who need the help in a form of restoration in order to grow. This is the only way to change what has been done to you. And if you don't think that, then you don't understand what it means to leave Germany and to go to Israel, and how that works when it comes to liberating your nation away from the tyrants that have come to your land, invaded you, and destroyed your reality openly for years, and then maintain that destruction without giving you any type of true resources to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And even in any instant that you may have tried to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, they themselves threw on sheets and decided they was going to invade you with their heads covered and burn down anything that you can possibly do for yourself, bringing fear and terror to the communities that you live in, on the basis of, if you unify and you come together and you build together, then we will come to destroy you. If you do anything that uplifts you as a people, then we will come and destroy you. And we will do it so openly that even the law enforcement, fire department, medical facility, and your own people will take part in it, called house brothers and sisters, keeping you in the position that you are in of oppression with the delusion that you are free to do as you choose. This is the reality to not having reparations. Your own tangible land, your own tangible wealth to build your land and mechanize your own land into a stronghold in order to be able to pass on generational wealth to your ancestors, to be able to build your own police departments to police your own selves, to be able to bring your own medical facilities and do medical for yourselves. Because this is the reality of not having reparations. And we're living it until we change the outcome of being under crimes against humanity through blood as a bloodline in a nation. We ain't gonna be able to ever be as great as we choose to be. If they won't let you go and they won't treat you right, then how are you to survive? What is the purpose of you as an Aboriginal Negro if you can't get your just due? And right now, your nation is in dire need of reparations. Anything else you can do for yourself after getting what is your just due. You cry that you want that bag, young lady, young male, then get your bag. This government owe you trillions of dollars. The maintainers of your suffering who inherited stolen wealth, stolen land, stolen property, they're holding your bag. And until you understand that, the politicians, these wealthy people walking around, these Fortune 500 companies, these insurance companies that all took part in your demise to keep you in the position that you're in, to put your bloodline into the boat that you're riding in right now in these impoverished ghettos and communities that they have you in for the Aboriginal Negroes, until you understand that this is based off of what's been going on and still going on to this day, then you ain't going to move. You ain't going to go from where you're at. You need to be restored. And you need your reparations. This is just the reality to it. How many of y'all out there with felonies? How many of y'all been through mass incarceration and background checks to where you can't get jobs and you can't get housing based off of that background check? How many of y'all been unlawfully beat down, unlawfully locked up? You think all this is by accident? How do criminals who invade a country be the same ones who invent and control the law and pass it on to their inheritors to do the law? How does that even work? And then the victims become the ones who get in mass incarcerated, the ones who was put under crimes against humanity, destroyed by different types of crimes and holocausts, be the same ones under their inheritors as the criminals of the land. How do that work? And how do it work for you? And what are you willing to do about it? Because if you ain't willing to get out there and push for this reparations and not settle for anything other than your land and your money back from the money that they built off of your back of enslavement, Jim Crow laws, torture, and many other things, because it was about money, then I don't know what you really about. I don't know if you really about getting that bag. I don't even know if you know what getting a bag is if you ain't willing to get that ultimate bag. And for that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.